Okay. All right. Hello, everybody.
I'm gonna order food. Sorry. You can go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Live and Learn podcast. If you live for the good moments
And learn
He's gonna die.
from the bad.
you're in the right place. This is the Live and Learn podcast.
Welcome back.
All right. Yes. Welcome back. This week we are once again joined by two familiar faces. Our best friend Bill from last week, and Nathan, a returning guest from
Welcome
the past.
back. So good to have you back.
Mhm.
Yeah, great
This
to
is
be
a-
here.
Wait a minute. Have you been on this podcast more than me? Yes. Oh,
No, I think it's tied
No, it's the
now,
same,
isn't it?
yeah.
I think it's
this
tied.
isn't your first time either?
second time.
Okay, yeah, it's my
Yeah.
second time too. So.
Okay.
No, it's just
I can live with that.
Has Nathan been on? Oh yeah, no,
just-
Nathan
just
has been
twice.
more than twice. You have been here for more than twice.
No, just once.
no,
you
I
were
swear.
once
to-
before.
featured on one.
This is my first
popped
feature.
in halfway through. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Yeah.
that's this one.
That's
that I
this
popped
one.
halfway through.
No.
That's
I
this
think
one.
Nathan's had three,
Wait.
three including this one.
That's the second time you stepped outside.
I'm gonna find a charger.
Okay.
He's
I can't food.
Okay.
okay.
I mean, you can. You would just have to be quick about it.
Okay.
Wait. What is your issue? Charging the phone?
Yes.
Because you want to eat. You are like,
Bro, there's
Yeah.
some candy right here.
Yeah. A little more candy.
I feel like I'm at the zoo.
So, to our
and I
very
can throw
gracious
some
viewers,
food in
if
the
you haven't
cage.
already noticed, a few of our cast members may be in one way or another
Guess who?
inebriated.
In one way or another.
I was born straight, and I'm going to stay that way.
Some of us are transitioning. Some of us are questioning the nature of our own reality.
I question that every time I'm here.
Yep. But that happens.
To quote Queen, is this real life or is this just fantasy?
Hey, what do you think about that guy who's a great singer and
Mhm.
kind of takes Freddie's role? Queen is they're on attorney. What do you call it?
Adam
Attorney?
Levine.
Yeah, Adam Levine.
He's kind of. I like Adam Levine.
Wait,
I
what do you
didn't know
mean?
that.
You haven't heard Adam Levine sing with Queen?
No. Is that a thing?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
been for a
I
while.
mean, this
Really?
is- This was just one of those weird things. I mean, who could take that guy's place?
I mean, no. I feel like he has such like a unique like voice and characteristics.
Well, because
Uh,
he wrote that shit, man.
yeah.
I mean, he was Queen.
Yeah. No. Agreed. I mean,
Oh. I have a problem. That's what I'm just saying. Adam, I think you sound great, but
yeah.
You're not Freddie.
I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna even buy a ticket.
Mhm.
Tickets these days are just stupid expensive too.
I mean, I don't mind paying like $50 or $60 to like go see someone I like really enjoy though.
Yeah.
Like that's like what I won't do. I won't spend like 100 to 150. That's like kind of where I cross the line. Max I'd probably ever pay for a ticket is like I'd pay like 70, 80, but like above that is
Dude, that's cheap. If you're going to some big
Yeah.
name,
Yeah, big name.
you're spending like $400 on the ticket.
dog,
just-
no.
It sounded like you were just in some really bad part of town. That's cheap.
Oh yeah, that would be a reasonable.
No, because like I try to like if I know someone is going on tour and I try to make out like for who I pay attention to as far as like music goes, I will try to like go and get their tickets when like they're up for sale like first day. That way I can actually maintain like that price range. Because if it goes above that, I'm just like nah, it's just not worth it. I'm not gonna pay resale prices for a
How do
ticket.
you get ahead of the scalpers though?
You
The
can't.
people that the ticket master, the just whatever, where the cheapest tickets you can find are like
I don't
$250.
even
Nah,
think-
dog.
I don't even think they actually call in. I just think, this is what we're gonna give you
Uh-huh.
for all of those tickets.
They're just the middlemen.
Well, because the ticket people themselves can't
look at
have
the
a-
light outside. It looks fake.
Yeah, it is pretty cool outside right now.
Amazing.
Some cool clouds.
The
But
guy
I mean-
basically wants to eat. and then
play
he's
in the grass.
complaining about
Hey, you
the
got your
view.
own mic there, Nathan. Go sit over there.
He'll be back.
Where did he go?
It's just he's
Just-
outside frolicking in the sunlight. I
Just
think
got
he's finding
struck
a
with
charger.
inspiration to go
One
enjoy
too many
nature.
edibles.
Yeah.
But no, actually, that's actually a good jumping point. Let's talk about the landscape of music as it is right now, because I do think we are in a rather interesting point as far as like the sale and production of music. Just because it's not necessarily in the same shape and form as it was like, let's say, early 2000s to 90s, because at that point people were still buying like CDs, going to like stores and like literally physically
Renting stuff
buying
and,
like yeah,
I
either like
miss
buying or
that.
renting stuff. Yeah.
Just going into a store and physically touching
Mhm.
albums and then
Yeah.
CDs. You liked them. You wanted to
Yeah.
bring that home.
I feel like there's like, and like I see a lot of like current day like record stores, they're trying to like create that vibe. You know, you come in there, you like, you know, there might be like a listening corner where you can like, you know, put a record down or like a CD down, throw on some headphones,
Yeah.
listen to it, you know, see what you like. If you like something, you know, you buy it, you leave. It's like it's a full experience,
It was awesome.
you know. And like I only kind of like recently started like kind of like feeling that kind of vibe, because like, you know, I will like occasionally like go to a record store and check stuff out, but that's not commonplace. Like people my age, people our age,
no,
don't
you just
do
have
that.
Spotify pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
I'm in a
like,
similar boat, Teddy. I just got a
Mhm.
record player and I've been digging
Yeah.
through my dad's old album collection.
Word.
It is kind of a cool experience.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
it's like
Mhm.
it is a total different experience listening to it. Too,
I have-
not just buying it. I think.
I have 10,000
You have 10,000 records.
classical records
Really.
just in my bedroom.
Wow.
Just covers all
Is
the
that an
walls.
exaggerated number or
No,
actually?
literally. I'm sure it's short.
Wow.
Yeesh.
What are your
I-
top favorites or most valued collection in that?
You know, it's really funny, but I'm like really into the canons of 1812. And there have been, and the bells, you know, at the end, the bells are ringing, the
Yeah.
cannons. It just fascinates me. I don't know how many recordings I have of that. And it's all for the cannons and the bells.
Just sounds so
The
authentic.
different releases are so different, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a little hobby. So I can't say it's my favorite piece, but I listen to it more than any other.
Okay, here's a question. Have you listened to it both like digitally and analog?
I mean, that was like my purpose in life
Uh-huh.
for like 3-4 years. I mean, I had a stereo that would just blow you can't imagine that.
Mhm.
I'm just sorry, you can't even get there in your head. So I can't exaggerate how good it
Yeah.
was. And man, did I play the game? I mean, we were doing FLAC files, you know, compare
Mhm.
that to, you know, an MP3,
Mhm.
constantly comparing digital to vinyl. And it's really hard to get the right vinyl. And now they've mastered
Mhm.
all these CDs. It seems like on Spotify, everything is mastered, and I think everything is worse for that remastering.
Yeah.
really?
Right, what did I
Why?
just do?
Nah, you're good.
There we go. Well, you just wreck it.
How's it wrecked? Like if it
Well, I
you're
mean,
mastering it,
I,
you can't make it sound worse.
oh my god! You
Yeah, I thought mastering
to
was supposed to
smooth out
like
the edges.
improve the
Yes.
original mix.
No, they are compressing and they are just changing the music.
Oh, well, you know, that
fundamentally.
part of that is also just like the platforms in general, because when you like submit like a piece of like music or video, like whatever audio you like send to like a Spotify, an Apple Music, a YouTube, it does get compressed to a certain extent to like fit the like loudness like standards for those platforms.
I don't know.
Loudness standards.
Yeah.
Just to take it, I guess I gotta say it.
Mhm.
Pink Floyd, "Dark Side of the Moon." I think I'm thinking of the song "Breathe." I literally called the owner of the company that made my speakers and said, "I need a new tweeter because it's just wrecked." And he said, "What are you listening to?" And I just couldn't answer him with anything other than, "My right tweeter is
Mhm.
broken
Mm-hmm.
and I need to fix it." And
Well,
he would just
what
say,
were you
"What are
hearing
listening-
was
what-
the
just-
issue?
Just wait. It was sounded like a broken tweeter,
Uh-huh.
literally. I mean, I was putting the phone to my speaker saying, "I need
Yeah.
a new tweeter," and he kept asking me, "What are you listening to?" And I said, "La la la. Are you listening to the remastered version?" And I thought, "Well, what the hell? It's going to be better." So yeah, he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, that your tweeter's not broken. They just destroyed that album in the remastering process." And it was so funny. I went and got an album, put it on there.
Hmm.
Not that the vinyl was better. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I had the copy. And I
Really?
listened to it, and it was like, my speakers are so wonderful.
Really?
But I was,
That is truly wild because, like,
I've never really noticed that remastered.
well, you'd have to
Awesome.
like literally listen to the original to like see
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
Because like that like that's always the argument of like, you know, going to like vinyl to like, you know, a digital media, because like there's like this discussion of like, you know, the purity or like the fullness of like a vinyl record playing as opposed to like your like digital form of the record playing. And like I personally have not been able to like get to the point where I can like really hear it, but like that's always the major discussion. And I truly think it's fascinating that you say that, because then it kind of goes into like question like why is it being mastered in this way? Is there like a need for this? Do people want it this way? Does it sound good in a specific setting?
But you hear, I mean, when you see an album that's been remastered, it's
Mhm.
like, U2, The Boy or Boy.
Yeah.
And then remastered by, and you get the name of the guy who did
Uh-huh.
it. I mean, there's a popularity contest in it.
Yeah.
But I was just so shocked he asked me. I mean, I think he listens to everything.
Hmm.
I was so specific. I mean, okay, Pink Floyd,
Mhm.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Breathe. Are you listening to the remastered version? Because then you
Mhm.
don't.
It's
have
like
a
he
problem.
had
Yeah.
encountered it before.
Yeah,
He,
point-
knew,
yeah.
he knew the exact
No,
diagnosis.
he's the kind of guy who writes letters to Spotify telling them how horrible it is, and can't they just go back to the originals? And
So-
he gets no answer.
So question then, are we just heading towards like an era of like garbage music?
That is such a great question, because like radio must have at one time
Mhm.
been garbage music,
Mhm.
even compared to those shitty phonographs that people had. No one suffered for that. And then we got stereo.
Mhm.
We got FM.
I don't think anybody's gonna suffer. Because, like,
Yeah.
artists will keep making the music that they like.
Uh-huh.
People will keep listening because they
Mhm.
enjoy the artist that they like. Like, it doesn't matter how you're listening to it. You just need to be able to hear what he says.
Of
Or
course.
she-
And like a lot of this stuff comes down to like subjectivity, but there is something to be said about like quality of music, or just like quality of like an audio signal in general. And we had like a bit of discussion like last time.
That's the thing, right? Like,
I'd argue it's going to just keep getting
depends on
better.
where you draw your
Mhm.
parameters.
Mhm.
Because, like especially in an age where like there are genres of music that completely use distortion,
Mhm.
like it's where do you draw your parameters for
Yeah.
what you consider good, right?
Yeah.
Like where do you draw your parameters for what kind of frequencies you're willing to accept?
Uh-huh.
When will you stop discriminating?
I mean, I
Tell
don't.
me.
No, look,
No,
look.
dude,
Don't.
it's- now anyone can make music
Yeah.
with a laptop or a phone, so there's
Mhm.
going to be more music produced, which,
Yeah.
I just
I mean-
think we should all embrace sound in general and just
right.
completely welcome it.
Mhm.
There's definitely more bad music being put out because anyone can,
Yeah.
make a track and upload it, just boom to the
Yep.
void.
Mhm.
But like at the same
What
time,
are you doing? I
like,
stopped
artists
it.
have, access to way more capabilities than they would.
Agreed. And like
Ever-expanding.
I saw a lot of that during like I think like the period of time between like 2015 to like 2019 20. And that was like kind of like the era of like SoundCloud rappers. That's where we
Yeah.
saw a bunch of like random like guys on SoundCloud, just like whatever like platform, making music, and it would blow up. But because it blew up, Now there's a bunch of like other people like, yo, if he did it and he did it on this platform, that means I can do it.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of these guys who are trying to like make music aren't necessarily good. And, you know, like because of like this like boom of like successful like musicians that came out of nowhere, now everyone else wants to try, you know, everyone and their fucking mom, and they're
So many
just
people.
not good. And like because of that, we kind of just like get this like big amount of like really whatever musicians. And I feel like I've been like even hearing that in the mainstream, because there are just like, I feel like there's a bunch of like artists and musicians that are mainstream right now that I just think are like, why is this popular? I feel like this is popular
Right.
because of TikTok and like little kids.
Some
This
industry
isn't
plans.
exactly. This isn't like, this is terrible. Like this is like going to be hot for like a week, and then in like 3 months, no one will remember who this is.
That's crazy though. Like, do you
Yeah.
think people thought about stuff like that back in the day too?
I don't think so, because like
Because like you
back
know,
in the day, you had to like know somebody to like even have a music career. And like I feel like the longevity of like music was like so much wider. Because like look at like I'm trying to like think of like small examples, but like
Dude,
I only
that's a
have
good
this big
point, though, that,
examples.
like back then, people
Uh-huh.
would make music because they felt something or had some message that they
Mhm.
wanted to convey, like
Yeah.
as an artist, whatever. But now people, not everyone, but like, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
people just make music for clout, or they want.
Yeah.
Wait, I got a theory on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, and I don't think I'm crazy.
Uh-huh.
I think you could actually almost be objective about what you're saying,
Hmm.
because the young people making music right
Mhm.
now have never been exposed to that. If you just take like rap, okay, you've got gospel music going back hundreds of years,
Hmm.
and they never heard it because that music wasn't played. They don't know. They didn't go to church.
Mhm.
Wherever that music always was on the radio,
Right.
Yeah.
they have no connection to that incredible heritage.
Yeah.
And so if you take rap, and I mean this specifically, it's less and less musical at times, you
Mhm.
know, and it's more about politics or,
Hmm.
you know, brilliant technique.
Mhm.
But there's a end of that incredible tradition. If you just take rap, it's just like, and I can totally, I want to say, I think you're completely on track.
Hmm.
When it's simpler today, it's not bad, but
Mhm.
it is simpler.
Hmm.
There's less experimentation. You know, it's more, I don't know, that big splash. Hope
Yeah.
for.
I feel like there could be there's more
I
experimentation.
think there's
Yeah.
way more experimentation.
Well, it depends though, because like to Bill's sentiment, a lot of like music and like even like specifically in like rap and like pop specifically, it's a very big marketing game. Like a lot of these like labels and like
sales
record,
and-
like they're literally trying to, they are experimenting, but they're experimenting to see what's gonna hit the highest. Like you know, if we like do a song like this, you know, based on the current environment of like society, you know, is this gonna hit? Like the guys who are like really trying something new or just like trying to like create a unique sound, like you know, a lot of people aren't paying attention to those guys. There's so many examples of like you know guys that have really good music, and you know they're doing something cool, but they're not mainstream. They're like you know they have their group of fans, but they're never going to go mainstream because they're not doing what is going to make them like go viral, or what is like you know hot in the media, like you know what is like they're not going to create that viral moment.
Because
You know.
they don't have any place to
Yeah.
practice
They're just trying to force it.
with the kind of music
Mhm.
they listen. You know, they don't have. There's no one else playing that kind of music. If
Mhm.
it gets that specific, and it's lonely.
Mhm.
It would be a lonely. Yeah, to have music that's really good and really interesting, but no one's
It's
listening.
not quite.
Yeah.
enough.
Dude, oh my, I feel like that would crush my soul, you know? You were gonna say something?
About food.
Arpan, you got my order right.
What?
I texted it to you.
Did you?
Did you start the camera, by the way?
Yes, I think so.
Just making sure.
It has the red border around it.
Okay.
Wait
Um,
a minute. There's the cheers.
Dude, I
No.
feel like
I
Yeah.
feel 50-50 right now.
There's a red border on it.
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, we're live.
rolling.
Yeah, Nathan, what were you gonna say?
I'm not that.
Oh, I don't know. To that point of like, music, I feel like, when people make it just for the money or that big moment, for the
Mhm.
clout, it's not genuine. Whereas, some music, like when rap first came up, or even
Yeah.
like back in the 60s through 80s, a lot of music did have, like back then even, if
Mhm.
you look like at history, it had
Mhm.
like political meaning behind it,
Mhm.
like there's the Vietnam War and stuff, a lot of hippie
That-
bands.
Yeah.
That's
Merged out
such
that.
a weird take
Yeah.
on it,
And when
though.
rap came up, like if you've seen the movie Straight Outta Compton, it's about how,
Yeah.
rap in the ghetto started because, the ghetto's, facing all different types of levels of whatever. So music kind of reflects the surrounding,
Mhm.
reflects,
Agreed.
whatever the artist came from
Mhm.
in some way.
No, and I totally agree with that. And like I feel like that's like really what's like lacking in a lot of that like mainstream music. For
Yeah.
instance,
So now our world is all
No,
technological.
that's
So
such
music
a-
is all like just weird technological jumbles. Like,
What do you mean
'cause
by
that's
that?
kind of our world now. I don't know.
what do you mean by that?
Like all music's just digitized. I don't know what I mean by that.
Mm.
I'm just kind of
Listen,
rambling.
I think
It's just
Beep,
great
boop.
sense, 'cause,
Robot-
that's,
Robot
that's,
sex.
That's implying that
Uh-huh.
like music before came from this great importance and like gift bestowed upon someone who made music and like it was their life
A master
quest
craft.
if you look,
to make this music.
there's a ton of incredible footage of Elvis Presley when he's not on stage. And when he's not on stage, it's like, well, he ate and took a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
And then met with people and sang gospel music all through the night. I want to say that there was something really that was special about him that, he loved music and that's what he did. I mean, that was his main fun way of spending time.
Yeah, but like it doesn't have to come from this deep-rooted importance to
And I don't think
define
it
your
does.
life
No,
by
no,
it.
no. Of
Like,
course, of
some
course.
people are just really good at it and they keep
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
doing
No,
it.
look.
Like, they
Look,
don't
look.
have to
No,
really
No.
enjoy it.
Look. All of that is perfectly fine. Like I think there's plenty of like musicians, for instance, Future Hendrix, our favorite, debaucherous man.
His last name
the
is
fu-
Hendrix?
No, but like that's like what he goes by. Well, what are some like more monikers? The father of sexism himself.
That's Future. Is
Yes.
That's his other name.
Come on now, like this man, so Future is like a rap artist who is like known for talking down to women, having like several several different relationships with children. Or not relationships that have bored children. Relationships that have bored children.
So
Boy,
he's
oh
having
boy.
various relationships with children.
No.
Should
That
probably
have
be in
bored
jail.
children. That have bored children.
He's not a rapper anymore.
So he has I think he has 8 different kids, all from different mothers.
Oh wow.
So not a great guy as far as morals go, but
Does
man,
Future has 8 kids?
huh? He has
Future time?
he has a lot of fucking kids.
Kids with different mothers.
Yeah, but and this is sometimes he's got a few songs where I'm like, damn, you know what?
He's probably got more than that. It just ain't recorded. Like,
Yeah, but my point is he's got a few songs where I'm just like, damn, this just makes me want to go.
No,
But,
here's the thing.
and
there
there's
are
not,
also
a
some
specific,
people that
message
find
to it.
meaning in Young Thug lyrics. There is a Denny.
Okay,
Everybody
okay.
should accept it, okay?
Those people who are trying to find meaning in Young Thug songs need to get help because there's not a message there.
That sounded
Society,
like
man.
I like to use a big club when I hunt meat. It's just ba-boom. Okay.
But yeah, no, like there doesn't always have to be some like crazy unique message or background. Like sometimes there are just
That's
like
true.
songs
It's
that
gotta
just
be
make
hype.
you like,
It's
you know, it's just
gotta-
Yeah.
it's hype, it's got that energy,
It's a
it makes me
bop.
want to move, you know? And like that's all fine and dandy. But like my major like issue with like the current like landscape of music is just like this like race towards like hyper popular music. For instance, you guys know who like Coil Ray is, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Like she has like no?
I feel like I've seen the name, but I don't.
She has like a few
Probably
stupid
heard her
songs.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a few random things, but like it's all like very highly meant to like blow up on like TikTok. You know what TikTok is, right? You know, they're like super addictive, like, you know, application that feeds you exactly what you want.
Owned
void.
and operated by
Yes.
the CCP.
Um,
We don't say that out loud, but we all think it.
No, we all know it. Let's not like mince any words here. That application is meant to get you addicted like crack cocaine.
Damn. You're
Backs your
really
brain,
preaching
man.
this fucking.
No, dog, because it's
It's the
like it's
truth.
for real, dude. Like
Dude,
you,
it's actually is
you know,
I think it's actually messing
man
up a
found
whole
God and
generation of
hating
mental
TikTok.
health. Like
dude. Oh my
10
god.
years or so, they're gonna be like,
oh my
they're gonna
God.
teach like little kids at
Yeah.
a young age, like, yo, this AI computers, you gotta be careful. This shit's addicting. It'll hack your Brit. Like,
Uh-huh.
I feel like eventually,
If
I feel like we're
you're-
honestly
if you're-
there already, where they
Yeah.
are teaching that. It's like they should be.
If you're,
at least.
if you're
Like,
worried about something in particular that will rot the fucking human mind,
Mhm.
you should not be talking about TikTok. The greatest offender
Go ahead.
is Coco Melon, dude.
Coco
Arpan averaging 5 hours of TikTok a day. Just kidding.
Coco Melon.
What is
It is
What's
terrible.
that?
And you look,
What
that's
is
also
that?
fair.
Is
This
worse.
YouTube show.
Are you talking about an
Yeah,
app?
no, Coco Melon is this baby, like,
Mhm.
it is media made for
Oh,
babies.
I've heard of that. It's like the TikTok for babies, like for toddlers. It's
Just training those completely open as plastic
It's
lines
animated series.
to think just like the TV.
Oh yeah, and then they like change the
it's-
the frame POV like
It's-
every 1 second or something.
Pretty soon
and it,
we'll have
like,
them on
trains the
VR,
brain.
you know.
It's
The
a
babies.
series. That's an animated series.
Babies
And
right
it
out the
is
womb, stick a
animated
VR
in a
headset on
way
them.
that each cut happens within like 3 seconds of each other. Whereas, you know, think back to the movies that like, you know, came before. Cuts were made very liberally because you don't want to waste film.
Yeah.
So we were used to like, you know, the draw
Yeah.
like sitting through a scene to see what happens.
Yeah.
But this thing cuts every 3 seconds.
Constantly.
Yes.
Some
That
new, like,
somehow just matches the way a baby's mind works. Just bursts of energy and then kind of goes to sleep.
Yeah. It's
And
like,
learning exactly how to do that.
it's
That
insane.
is scary.
Because like that doesn't
No, because it
That
like it
trains
triggers. No, it
into
triggers
you.
their brain. Like every time there's like a switch, like it's like, oh, tiny bit of dopamine. Like, oh, I completed that
that's
scene.
the thing though.
So like it kind of wires, but I feel like they do that to keep the attention. Is to keep the attention of like children that
Mhm.
No,
don't have
it
attention.
is
span.
what it's
Yeah,
that is the main purpose of it.
Mhm.
But that's
they know
the
that.
thing that's rotting.
That's the thing that you know,
Fucking
and they know
minds.
that level of it.
Mhm. But yeah, and exactly, there's levels to this stuff. Like they start you young with Coco Melon, you know, get your attention span, you know, shrunk,
real
get you
numb.
like, you know, paying attention to like whatever it is they want you paying attention to. TikTok's that next level. You know, I see a lot of kids starting off with like TikTok at like what? I feel like 8, 10, 12, you know, rotting their brains away, like watching their favorite influencer.
How young
some
are
dance.
children getting their smartphones
Mhm.
now and just getting free
That's
reign
Yeah.
of, like at the
Mhm.
apps that they download?
That same time though, I've also thought like these next generation of kids are gonna
Yeah.
be so smart by the time they become adults. I feel
Mhm.
like
They're gonna be like, yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe so able,
Able. Yeah.
not so smart. I mean,
True.
they're not going to get smarter
Mhm.
from the phones.
That is
I mean, that's Elon Musk's job, and he's not.
well, they have access to like all kinds of information. Like that
See,
as a
okay,
child.
there's that, but like we're also like
But
in the
there's-
war of information right now of
Yeah.
like what is like fact and what is fiction.
But there's like practical, technical information that you can learn.
And
And then
like I
there's
feel
just,
like a
like,
lot of
Would
that
you
like that
rather
reliable
consume
text.
technical, factual media than this very small burst of cool news
Mhm.
that I can like fester on?
Exactly.
for
Like
the
people
next
like
4
quick
weeks.
headlines. They like a quick little article they can read into. Like I feel like a lot of like factual information you have to like actually try and get to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't so long ago. It's like
Mhm.
100 years, where every form of news
Mhm.
was simply propaganda
Mhm.
and slanted and half full of lies.
Yeah.
That's you. Then you chose your source, and then you went with it.
Yeah.
It's only during this like weird in the 50s, in this behavioralism of everything being mechanical and everything being understood.
Mhm.
They had like real attempts in the news corporation in America to report what was happening. So when that rocket went up or a bomb, like in Vietnam and stuff,
Mhm.
you kind of believe the people doing the reporting.
Mhm.
But that's just a freak episode in the way Americans at least have received their news. And now we're going back to what was back then.
Yeah.
Come full circle.
But the funny thing is everyone has their own theory of what is the truth.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this today. Well, it's getting so the two sides can no longer even speak.
Mhm.
They don't make sense anymore.
Mhm.
It's just too
What you're
different.
saying is so far off from what I know is the truth.
Mhm.
Everyone's
I
like,
cannot- I cannot come
I
to
thought you were like
terms.
challenging me.
But, dude,
everything
Looking
you just
back.
said is
Yeah.
untrue, and I challenge you to a duel.
But no, like isn't that like legitimately horrifying?
Yeah.
Because it is to me. Like because
That's
how
to the point where you can't talk it out with somebody.
and that's I feel like the core of like almost damn near any like international issue we have comes down to like communication and like
V
coming
for
to
Vendetta.
coming
It's a good
to
movie.
what's the word for when compromise? We can't come to a compromise because we
no.
simply cannot have a discussion and talk about what do you want, what do I want, because there's so much disconnect. Like have you guys seen that movie Idiocracy? Have you seen
Yes,
Idiocracy?
dude.
That's a
Oh my
goofy-
God,
That's a
dude.
goofy
Wait,
movie.
help me remember.
that movie's so accurate. In the beginning of the movie, it's like there's this society where everyone is super stupid because technology advanced so far that it made everyone's life so easy that they never had to try to learn anything. So everyone
while we-
eventually over time just became really dumb idiots.
Well, no.
So
Here's
then-
the thing. Here's the thing. So the smart people were smart, like economically,
Yeah.
and they chose not to have kids at all, or not to have as many kids. Where the stupid people with no access to birth control
We're breathing.
were
Not
breeding and
access,
breeding, and
choosing not to.
yes, and eventually, well, technology is so good that every child is surviving, but these children are just
But the
god awful
yeah,
idiots.
The main
Just
character,
like
the main
trailer
character's
park.
like someone in like our time or the past or something that gets frozen in time for a long time and wakes up in that future. So they're of normal.
And
I
they're
guess
all just
what we consider
hyper consuming media,
Yeah.
like ads everywhere.
Yep.
Like,
Everyone's just an idiot.
adult children
Mhm.
just super.
Like they
You know
don't
what I would worry
understand.
about though, if I was being honest.
Yeah.
It's like waking up in that world and being smart enough to know that you can't fix anything, but everything is wrong. And you're just hoping that you could like invent, some way of moving electricity and
Mhm.
efficient and all. And you can't.
They had some like
stupid
stupid thing where they were fertilizing all the crops with like
Mountain
Dew, yeah.
Mountain Dew, because it was
Like Mountain Dew was like the main source of like liquid consumption for everyone. There was Mountain Dew is being sold as if it was water. Mountain Dew
Yeah,
and
it was coming
fountains.
out of the water fountains. the
Literally,
public water fountains.
exactly. Like they did not have water. Like Mountain Dew had become
Whole
such a
world
big company
corporatized.
that it's like we don't drink water here. We drink Mountain Dew. Like
I drank so much Mountain Dew in college because we had so much caffeine.
yeah,
The guy across the hallway sold it to me. I mean,
You had a Mountain Dew dealer?
Pedal by.
You had a Mountain Dew guy.
This is that tight ass college guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's just going, well, if I buy this case for $15 and sell it to Bill for $30, I'm gonna double my money every, you know. And I would just participate in that. I didn't care how much it cost.
It sounds to me like you were a sucker.
So I drank a lot, liters per day.
Stuff's not like, dude, I have a friend who had to have like kidney stones like ultrasonically shattered because he built up like what are they called, bladder stones?
Oh my god, yeah.
Why does
Kidney
that
stones
sound
or-
Kidney
so
stones, yeah.
sci-fi? Ultrasonically shatter your fucking kidney stones.
Yeah, because that's how they do it. Like if they're too big, they have to like ultrasonically shatter
I didn't
them
know that's how they
before
did
you
it.
pee them
That's-
out.
Bro.
Yeah.
So it
It's
just
the
sends
least-
a frequency of vibration that shatters them.
You're
and
gonna
they
go to warp
just-
speed to get
Not- look.
fucking kidney stones.
Look, dude, I don't know how it works, but like it was Corbin. Corbin like drank so much Mountain Dew
Are
to
you
the
kidding?
point where
That was
he
Corbin?
it was Corbin.
Oh my god.
Corbin developed kidney stones and had to have them fucking shattered.
Dang.
Corbin,
Well,
drink
there
some
is
water.
so much sugar and caffeine in those
Yeah.
babies. Christ, I would drink I could drink 4 liters in a night if
I'm
it
sure
was
you
like
could.
a big night and not 4 liters,
hmm
2 liters.
Had to
2
correct
liters in a
himself.
night.
Had to correct
So see,
himself.
if anything, all that movie tells me is that Mountain Dew is on track to become water.
I mean, seriously, people
Dude,
wake
some
up.
people, it
people-
is water to some people.
And it's,
Or like
I mean,
Diet Coke. Or,
Mountain Dew is just one example, but like, there's so many of these drinks: Monster,
hmm
Bang, like.
But listen, you want to hear crazy? In the Depression,
Yeah.
before the war, the state government sponsored the sugar industry to give out the radio and advertisements
hmm
showing that per calorie, sugar is cheaper than meat. So buy 2 pounds of sugar,
Uh-huh.
spend half the money, and get all those calories.
Capitalism.
That's exact. I just
Yeah.
can't believe that that's true, and they did.
You know, and there was also so one of our buddies, Mishkat, has like educated us a little bit about Big Bacon. So there was like a similar thing with like America's like issue with like pork disposal. Like bacon wasn't a popular like portion or like part of like the pig. So, you know, in order to market it differently and sell it to people, like this like bacon propaganda started like getting pushed out. And you know, now like we're like hyper obsessed with bacon. We gotta have bacon on every like
Most
everything.
expensive form of
Yeah.
pork.
Yeah, literally big bacon.
Dude, it's kind of a similar same situation with like lobsters. Like they're
Mhm.
considered bugs, the critters of the sea.
Yeah, they're like,
they're
the
super common back
cockroaches
in
of the
day.
sea.
And they just like had so many, and they're like, how do we just sell these and make money? We'll just say, oh, they're a delicacy.
Mhm.
Really, they're
What,
just
what did you say? What things from the ocean?
lobsters or crabs or
Critters.
It's a delicacy.
Critters,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
they're
considered.
just marked.
Listen, they killed all of the fish that ever lived there, and lobsters have been around the world for what 300 million
Right.
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, they've been
They,
chilling.
they just were the only ones that could survive in all the pollution, you know, coming out from America. And I'm convinced it's just that animal is uniquely adapted to
Yeah.
live.
No, it's
Yeah,
it's
like the
literally a sea
dinosaurs.
roach.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all. Then, just like you say, it's like, and it is so yummy,
right.
But is it actually yummy,
or am I
is it
tricked
yummy
into
because
thinking it's a
someone told you it's
delicacy and
yummy?
it's-
Wow.
I mean,
You know?
it tastes
Coco
good.
Melon, your brain into thinking it's yummy, brother.
After you get past the fishy flavor, if you dip enough butter in, then you know.
Yeah, but just-
$30
just
a pound.
Eat a piece of
Sea
lobster with
cockroach.
no salt and no butter, no sauce, just to put
just
it in your mouth
steamed.
and eat
Yep.
it.
I honestly
Yeah,
like
That's
it.
so good.
I like it.
I do. I think I do too. But you don't get enough for when you pay for it.
Oh,
You get
Dude,
that
never.
big
Yeah.
red.
You're
thing.
paying for mostly shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the weight should be like
60
you
to
know,
70% shell of the weight. Like a pound, you get 0.3 of meat.
For Elisa's birthday 2 weeks ago, we went to the Stella's seafood
Mm.
place downtown.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if you've ever been there, but fuck, how much did we pay for that lobster meal? It must have been like $30 or more for this lobster meal. And we asked for the asparagus side, and it comes out on like a big platter, the lobster and like some mashed potatoes. They set it down. I'm like, asking like where the side of asparagus is, and it's like tucked between. There's 3 pieces of asparagus like tucked underneath the lobster.
3 pieces.
Yep. And the worst part is, I like, they make you work for that meat. They really make you work for it. And I crack open a huge chunk, and I've just got it ready to eat, and just slips out of my hand. And I'm like, a nice chicken nugget size. I'm like, dude, that's like that's like a $5 bite right there.
Yeah.
That's like just wasted on the ground. Under normal circumstances, I would eat it, but the setting.
It was too.
The
Nah,
setting
man,
made it
fuck it.
uncomfortable.
Fuck it. 5-second rule, dog.
Oh, dude. You want to hear the scary statistic I heard
Oh,
from my
boy.
brother the other day? You should definitely fact check this. He said he's talking about this. He took like some food class in school, and apparently the FDA released an announcement that the average American consumes about 5 grams of microplastics per day, like just in bottled water, chicken.
5 grams is
right?
a
That
lot.
seems a lot. That's like the equivalent,
that's,
that's like eating a credit card a day. Like
That's a lot.
Way a
Right.
credit card.
5 grams of plastic.
How
Look,
much,
of
how much of that
microplastic.
does? How much?
A lot is in like
Hmm.
plastic drinks.
I can
and-
buy that we are consuming like a certain amount every single day, but 5 grams is a fucking lot.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that too. That's why I
5
said.
grams isn't that much.
Even in
5
places
grams is a
that are
lot.
completely pristine,
Yeah.
up in the Arctic, near when you can get near Antarctica,
hmm
they're doing water tests, and water they know is just as clean as it's going to get, and it's just loaded with microplastics. And this report actually comes from Sweden.
hmm
They finally showed in a direct link in how the plastics follow up the food chain.
Right.
So whatever little creature
The
it is.
tiny microbes.
It's in the
even,
water,
like-
it's in
And-
the soil.
And we know very clearly from fish to humans.
hmm
And we look at what is happening to the fish brains, and they have these like plastic. You can't see it obviously, but under a microscope, they're just like their whole brain is just like infested with knives.
hmm
Ah, that's a little bit scary. But
Yeah,
that's,
because like that's
terrifying. It's
becoming
like-
an issue as well because
We're kinda
like
on the path now, and it's like, what do we do? There's no going back.
We still just keep pumping and shitting out.
it's like I mean like what it's kind of gotten to is just like we have to like bioengineer our own fucking meat at this point. Like like we're already like working towards the process of like making like lab engineered beef, lab engineered
3D printed.
yeah, literally dog. Like I feel like that's what it's come
So,
to.
here's the thing, right?
What?
An average human eats 1,587 grams of food every day. Like, do you really think of it so hard to believe that, like,
grams of food?
Yeah.
Half a kilo?
3.5 in
No, that's
a
plenty.
whole day?
I know I'm not eating that much.
That's a lot, man.
Right, and I feel
Really?
like that statistic, I feel like there's, that percentage of people that eat a ton of, all they eat is,
Yeah.
processed,
Uh-huh.
fast food. And that's, I feel like there's, a larger percentage in that
hmm
versus natural stuff. Not that there
Mhm.
probably isn't microplastics.
No,
in more
there's
natural
like
foods,
if
but,
there's
like,
microplastics in
definitely a
all
lot
the
more than
fucking
that.
water we use. There's
Yeah.
microplastics in all the produce we eat. 3.5 pounds. I like
Including
look, bro. I eat
liquids?
like twice a day.
3.5 pounds?
I don't know. I'm not eating
Yeah.
that much.
No one does that.
In a day.
That's a lot of fucking
Come on,
food,
just-
Arpan.
That's like about 30 Big Macs. I mean, that's a huge amount. Are you saying that you park that
America.
down every day?
Arpan's built different.
I said
Must be.
3.5 pounds.
Arpan just tanks the
That's
5
not that
grams
much.
of microplastics.
That's not
If
that
your
much.
blood was
Just
measured
skewing
in
the
an
average.
Olympic Games,
Single-handedly.
You would get busted for, steroids. Just eating all that beef. You would find that shit in your blood.
3.5 pounds
They
isn't
would-
that much.
That is a lot of fucking
That
food,
is
Arpan.
not-
Okay, what if it's
That's
like
a
food,
pound, like a pound
including
per
the weight
meal,
of all the
like,
liquid you
and
intake?
with some snacks in between.
I mean, do you understand what you're saying?
3.5.
You're
That is
you
a
don't
ton.
stop eating like all day. You're eating all day long.
When you're old, they're gonna have to float you in a pool and walk you around in like a fish tank.
Like Arpan, you've had a quarter pounder like burger at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Those bitches are big.
Yeah.
So like, imagine eating 6 of those.
That's still not enough.
In
You'd
an
have to
entire
6
day.
and a half.
That's a lot of fucking food. I don't understand how that's like not crossing your mind.
You were like,
I wouldn't do that on a diet.
Bro. Like 2 per meal. That's fine.
That oh my
I'll
god,
take it.
you are going to be grossly
Arpan, I
obese.
feel like you could do it.
I'll check the measurement of a Big Mac.
You are going to be grossly obese in your
I
mid
would just,
30s.
I'll just say
How
that,
much?
I'll just
Wait,
say,
have you seen Dune with Baron Harkonnen? You are gonna be that guy just on suspense.
And for the record, McDonald's quarter pounders are not actually a quarter pound. I'm talking like restaurant quality quarter pounder.
Yeah, there is. How do they get away with that, by the way?
Marketing.
Quarter pounder. I mean, in what
Marketing.
possible way?
Marketing.
is the whole thing even a quarter pound in like the
It's like
package?
that
Down.
would include the tray. I mean, that's a quarter pounder is a big, thick,
Yeah.
juicy
Mhm.
patty. Quarter pounder of McDonald's is just like a big hamburger.
That's a slice.
Wider.
Yeah.
A bunch of bread, a bunch of lettuce, tons of ketchup.
If I do McDonald's, I do the triple cheese, and I get a lot of meat per bite. You know that's
What?
good. But not that
Oh,
wasted
no.
desert of bread.
I recently ate my first Big Mac.
I thought you were gonna say
Congratulations.
little dog or
No.
My first asshole, like.
But what I did, I switched the beef patties for chicken crispy chicken, like chicken titties, like the big fat ones. Ooh.
titties.
You are going to be morbidly
It was
obese in
so
your mid
good.
30s. You need to go see your doctor and ask them how much cholesterol you are consuming.
He's got the Apple Watch. He can check.
Yep.
The size of his bone. I mean, just
What was that one? One like
You are literally the poster child for like our like desolate future like dystopia.
Wally, as you said
Plus,
earlier.
like, I don't understand how people can't eat enough. Like,
Shut the fuck up.
like how are
Stop
you
literally
full on
stop
one bowl of rice?
stop
bro? Like,
talking. Stop
Yeah,
talking.
that reminds me. When I used to live with Arpan, we would always cook rice, fried rice, and we'd do 3 cups. There were 6 of us that lived there. 2 cups for 5 of us, 1 cup for Arpan.
Bro, you know, you hear about those on National Geographic. There's like groups of people where the dad, just got to eat everything first, and then if it was a tight year, the kids would be sacrificed. The wife would die just so that I could.
That's Arpan. That is Arpan. Like, dear fucking God, man. Like I don't understand how you can't conceptualize that amount
I
as being
don't
a lot.
understand how it's not normal for other people to not.
You are literally the minority in this room.
Starving like that.
You are the minority in this room.
I would be so much more comfortable if it was like a mixture of fish and poultry and pork and beef, but he just wants that cow, 100% beef, like a double meal at least 3 times a day. Plus, you got to eat vegetables and fruit and all the other shit.
It's like the
that's
super
your
size
beef.
me guy. That's what you'll be like.
Arpan just eats the heaviest, densest things he can.
Like,
get his
I
hands
don't
on.
think you like, you know what?
know
The
a
fact that you
person-
have a heart problem is not surprising.
Bro, did you know that there is a person who has a airplane
What?
He ate a Cessna. His stomach acids are so powerful that he could just consume metal. So to prove a point, and there is a Guinness World Record sent out to this person for eating a fucking plane.
How much did he eat? How big is this plane?
It's a Cessna. It's a two-seater.
Fly human.
No. It's literally not possible he ate the whole thing.
No,
Like, sure.
Not in one
Like-
sitting. Like the
There's
frame of it?
documentation.
The frame of it? Or just
All of it. The
No.
metal, everything.
dash, the
cushion,
plastic, the-
everything.
No, you would literally die. You
This is
you
not
wouldn't
real.
survive. That's like I can buy that
No,
he
his stomach
consumed.
acids were
No.
so
Look,
damn
no.
strong.
Look.
All right, we gotta fact check
no,
this.
no.
Nathan
No.
is the fact checker.
Some hillbilly in the deep south is gonna claim that he ate a whole fucking bus.
No.
And he should have the Guinness Book of World Records.
No, look.
What the hell he's saying?
Guy
I can buy.
I don't know, man. There's
No,
a-
look. I can buy that maybe he ate like a chunk of metal or something.
Look it up, bro.
But an
Fact
entire
check me
plane,
real quick.
I don't fucking buy it because you'd literally
I
die.
swear to you.
I don't know,
Your
Snopes, there's a
fucking
Snopes
interior
20
body,
article.
like your organs, would literally be shred apart trying to
I don't know, man.
consume
The human
that.
body is capable of crazy things.
Dude.
You know?
That's like, you
Consuming a two-seater plane.
Yeah, I don't know how.
14
There's got to be some carcinogens in that. I just-
14-year-old girl jumps from the street level to the 3rd floor with nary a broken bone. That's the next story in that kind of line of thought. You can't eat metal. How do you chew it? Do you want to grind it up so you can just swallow it straight? Let me see here.
Get the expert.
I don't buy it for a second. I can
don't know,
buy
dude.
that
There's
he.
some dumb people out there that'll do some
No,
dumb
like
things
that literally, like
buy that he
logically
would've-
doesn't make sense.
He ate a bite of something. Like
Yeah,
a
sure.
chunk of metal.
Sure.
And they're just
Wait,
like, yeah,
yeah,
he ate
I-
the plane.
I get that.
Oh, it was-
I
wait a
can
minute,
buy
wait a minute.
that.
It
I can
says-
totally buy that. But the whole thing, not a chance. Not on this reality.
No.
If he ate the whole,
Virtual
he's
The
reality.
not.
man is
Yes,
Michel.
no. Say, what is he known for? The man
He's
is
known for deliberately consuming indigestible objects.
That's just such a claim.
Miguel
Make a
Lotitos.
living doing anything these days.
Just say that he really applied the Guinness Book of World Records.
Jesus fucking
How would he
Christ.
show the truth of his claim?
No, it says
He says eating parts of the aircraft. It
Okay,
doesn't say he ate the whole
Yeah.
aircraft.
that's fine. Look,
aircraft,
I can get behind
He's
that.
flying in it. Obviously, he didn't eat it all.
Okay, I can buy that. I can buy that. The entire thing, like that's not a man anymore. That is a demon
He's-
from like the seventh
He's
hell.
become the aircraft. He's in, like planes. The
No,
movie
he just
planes.
ate a piece of the floor mat when he was a little kid. Just, and his mom said, "Ah, you're gonna
Yeah.
die." And he swallows
No,
it.
it doesn't say parts. It says a Cessna 150, one of the more famous items, whatever
Ever
that
eaten.
last name is, ate over his lifetime. He finished eating it.
Over
He
his.
made it a goal of his
Yes.
to finish this in his lifetime.
That's a demon, not of this earth.
Wow.
He's-
Like you can't eat an entire plane over your
The
lifetime and
list
be
of
alive.
unusual items he has consumed: 18 bicycles, 15 shopping carts, 7 TV sets, 6 chandeliers.
He's digesting glass.
Do you understand that his fucking
Only a volcano can do.
Two beds.
his biology would literally have to be made of an entirely different
Yeah,
one
compound.
pair of
This thing-
skis.
Says doctors determined he had
My
an
computer.
incredibly.
Wait, we
A
need
water
no,
bed.
we need the scientific. We need the
I
scientific.
don't know if it's scientific.
explanation.
This is Ripley's.com. Fortunately for him, doctors soon determined
He
an incredibly resistant,
he
resilient.
ate the Guinness World Record flag after he got it.
That's pretty badass. Can't argue with that.
I just see this fat
Res-
guy
incre-
from the south with, you know,
Super-
farmer pants on, just saying, "I ate a whole bus."
Nathan, you were saying?
All it says is he had super thick stomach lining and intestines. So
That's
I don't know.
not enough.
Maybe just
Like,
enough,
No,
strong enough
his
stomach
biology
acid. Yeah,
would
let's
literally
see.
have to be like not human.
Well, no, he would have to cover the entire pH spectrum because he can digest glass, cloth, and
I mean,
metal.
if he just let it pass, though, like if it was just
That's true. Just pass
hurt really
straight through
bad,
him.
and he just
Okay.
His
let
technique
it go.
revolved around reducing metal objects into smaller pieces, making them easier for his body to handle.
Blend
By
a
keeping
little
his throat
metal blending.
lubricated with mineral oil. He
Mineral
would
oil?
regularly eat 2 pounds of metal every day.
No, you die.
It's easy
You
to eat
die.
3
There's an
pounds.
obvious explanation here.
You just
He's an
drop
alien.
2 tungsten
An alien.
bombs.
No, it literally has to be because you would ruin your intestinal tract. You would not be able
This
to
man just
consume
proves
normal
anything
things.
is possible.
He was only
No,
57. He died at age 57. So
Just
the
wait,
old age.
imagine what it would do.
He should have died younger.
Yeah.
Going to the dentist would be like a daily event. What did you do? I broke my tooth on some glass or metal.
my god.
Had to take apart a TV today.
wow,
Just
crazy.
imagine,
You know what?
Imagine wiping yourself. You know, that's just pure metal.
Blood and gore. That's it.
Oh,
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
yeah, it's diarrhea. Just rip
Right.
it up.
When your shit clanks on the
No, look, man. This is why mental health is so important because people like this guy grow up and think it's okay to consume this stuff
Hey, man, I mean, we're talking about it.
because he had a mental health
It's
problem.
not the flop sound, it's that. Wait.
Like,
Imagine the
Give me a
fun you would
better
have
metal.
with magnets.
Oh, oh
I
yeah.
can make it come back.
Holy shit! Do you think you would,
Magnet
you would
stuck
be
to
able
him?
to tell the direction of
Rip
north
the
just
shit out of
because of his
someone.
body?
Oh yeah.
Like you would just know which direction
the
north is
internal
because his
compass.
body is
No.
generally leading that direction.
No, you would use
this
your
is why I like to have outlines because if we don't have outlines, we end up with discussions like this one.
Yes.
There's some truth to that. Should we start a topic right now? And hold to it?
Fuck no, we're already an hour in.
Just
What
like-
our original what we were talking about was the state of music. And
Jesus,
how did we get here?
eating
I,
cestus.
I think this is my fear
Okay.
that making music digital.
Mhm.
If you go back, when people performed on the radio, the
Mhm.
orchestra was there playing.
Yeah.
People had to act out live for all those shows.
Yeah.
I think they were the last generation that understood the richness of an inherited musical culture.
Mhm.
They still had it, but then it got a little worse. With regular radio, pre-recorded,
Mhm.
and then TV, and then
I mean, that just
the
goes
internet.
into like how our culture is taught nowadays too. Like, I feel like more culture is taught through different faucets of media, TV, audio. Whereas, like you said, the last great era where those musicians, they learned everything from people.
playing
They-
together.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Jacob.
Derulo?
No, Corian or
Jacob Derulo.
he's just one of these freak musical geniuses.
Mhm.
And he's-
Coriander?
I have it in my phone.
Coriander?
Jacob something.
That's a spice.
Oh. Food. None of us is
Bill, you were
surprised.
saying?
He's talking about records and he just goes, "Can I put some food out there?" Coriander. It's a spice.
Did you order DoorDash?
Yeah, my pizza's gonna be here soon.
Anyways,
Uh-huh.
if you listen to things digital and digital becomes less and less identifiable and more
Mhm.
marketable and easier to listen to, so it gets closer together.
Mhm.
There's just fewer bits of music that are being processed through your brain, and it might not be a risk, but maybe in the future it's like this smart people deciding not to have babies and letting the dumb people breed.
Mhm.
So wait, does your brain have more processing power for music now than it did?
Well, I think
10,
less.
50 years ago.
I mean, okay, it's like we have great horsepower in our brains regarding music, but we don't have that, mass shared memory where the way this person heard it was you're just a generation or two away and you can listen to them sing at church and stuff. I mean, all that's going to be gone.
Well, no, there's like such a thing as a trained ear. Like there are legitimate like things like someone who like has listened to like music hours on end, or like has produced or like mixed or engineered music, can hear as compared to like a casual music fan. There are literal just like sprinkles in like a song that an average person may miss,
Yeah.
and which is like also like relevant on like good listening material, like whether or not you have like good speakers, good headphones, or whatever. Like you'll miss those certain things, because I've gone back and like listened to like certain songs on like where I'll have a chance to like listen to them on like pristine monitors, and like I'll hear like certain things in the drums that I've never heard before. Like there's like there is something to said about like listening quality.
Are you familiar with Herbie Hancock?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard him talk about music?
Probably not.
It's like he's just speaking math.
Mhm.
All these words that you don't understand. So tight and so compressed. And he's just talking about chord changes. And,
Mhm.
I mean, it's just mind blowing how he can talk about sound and music and
Mhm.
notes. But I don't know how you would know that in a world where less and less of that information gets out.
Mhm.
Herbie Hancock performed, it was so many, Miles Davis and all that stuff. And he has a connection there.
Mhm.
And if it just goes digital, it's like you would lose that.
Mhm.
I'm afraid of the future.
Me too.
Still early.
Aren't we all? Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, so we'll like end that part there, and we'll move on into money moves.
Oh, do you have something for us, David?
Yes, I do.
Here?
Beer
So-
up before money moves?
Yeah. Go ahead, get your ones in, and we'll get the ball rolling.
Beer?
So, Bill, last time we didn't have enough time to start money moves, so this time we do. So we'll get into it. And so what we're talking about today is crypto.
We're back to crypto again. We have the crypto expert. We do.
Yeah, Nathan. I'm actually glad.
I
Nathan,
was out of crypto a while ago.
Well, good
don't
time
worry.
to be out. Apparently.
Before
Hey,
this crash. I
don't
saw this
spoil.
crash
Hey, don't.
coming,
Hey.
but-
I didn't announce like what it actually is yet. So, crypto falls into the abyss. The hype is over. Is it all Elon Musk's fault?
No. I don't think so. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not the crypto guy anymore. I don't
I'm but
know.
a lowly pleb in this
Cryptos-
great kingdom. What do
Bill,
I?
you know what crypto is, right?
Some crypto.
Watched it. My sons are really,
Mm-hmm.
really interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Were they invested in Luna?
That's a good question. I doubt very much.
That's the one that hit zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One was it? One day it just lost.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Down to zero.
Yeah.
It was like a
Like literally zero,
literally
or like
zero. It was
like
like,
fractions of a cent.
very, very like pretty much zero. Fractions of a cent, but zero. Like,
Yeah.
It was like
And what was
Absolutely
the high?
worth
What was it at?
a couple $100. Like
Oh,
people, dude,
are you
people had
kidding
millions
me?
of dollars in it, and it went to zero.
Something like that has to be like planned. Like people so higher up
Well, no,
know
I-
it's
I don't-
coming, they get out, and then everyone else
Yeah,
is screwed.
Supposedly,
Cooper, that's
it was
called
like
a rug
code.
pull.
There was like some glitch with the code of how it worked
Uh-huh.
or something, but I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That could
Sounds
be
like
just
that.
a cover.
But anyways, to like just get everyone on the same page. Last week or within like the last like 2 weeks, like all crypto basically just like dropped damn near like 30-40%. And when like historically it's like kind of always just been like on the up, just as far as like growth goes. So a lot of this growth has kind of just been like one, like your average Joe, like investing over time, as well as now larger corporations like jumping on in a sense of like a FOMO. And now, while we're kind of like not necessarily at like the peak, but like we're at like a very like decent like middle ground for like what crypto is, we have kind of just like went back to like step one. Not necessarily step one, but like it's taken like a big hit to the point where it's like, damn,
Well,
this
what's
is even like
what's Bitcoin at right now?
Bitcoin's at like 30,000.
28.
Oh, it's
Well,
28.
I don't know. I would say 2 years ago when I first like started hearing or first started like buying into some of these cryptos and Bitcoin,
Mhm.
it was like below 10 grand.
Yeah, 7,000.
Yeah. So I mean,
No, because like
overall,
literally,
like
no,
we're
stop. No, freshman year of high school, Bitcoin hit $17,000.
Yeah, that was the first time that it went up.
Yeah, that was like the first big boom.
Yeah.
Like, and it's only continued to like go up from then.
So
So unless
what
you're
I'm
talking about
hearing
before
is-
that,
is now now's the time to get in while it's cheap and it's gonna go a big boom again.
well, and that's the thing. Like historically, like a lot of crypto is like very volatile. It has a lot of like really big ups and a lot of really big lows. But the question now is, without these like a lot of these like big corporations, specifically like banking companies, were the ones who were like investing in like brought crypto, specifically Bitcoin, up to like what was the peak, like 60,000, 70,000?
Yeah.
76.
Almost. Did it break 70?
I think it touched
I
70,000.
didn't know it broke 70.
I thought it was like in the high.
It was either
60s.
touched 70 or like a little
Yeah,
below,
yeah.
like 69.
I know, yeah, at least got to 69. I remember seeing.
But yeah, a lot of that big boom there was these like bigger companies like putting money into it.
Tesla
And-
accepted Bitcoin for a while.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like Elon Musk literally artificially increased the value of Bitcoin because he said, "Hey, we're offering Bitcoin as like a payment option." And then like he did that for like maybe a month or two, and then he said, "Okay, we're not doing that anymore."
And he cited environmental reasons.
hmm And then he like Elon Musk is literally a profiteer and the worst kind because he has like you know a little bit about Elon Musk, right?
You want to go down that rabbit hole? I'm going.
I think we're on that.
Oh,
He
there-
did the main point of Money Moves. He did mention, is Elon Musk responsible?
Mhm.
What do you think about him buying Twitter?
No,
You
no,
think
wait.
that's-
I want to
okay.
add something here.
Okay, go ahead.
Because here we're talking about, I almost want Arpan to listen. I just made this shit up while you were talking.
He bought 2 fucking pizzas.
Yeah. What a
Okay.
hero.
I'm kind
And
of
we were laughing at him, and now we love him.
Yeah.
Now he's like, God. Okay, but when he comes in, I'm going to give you a theory that I just made up, and I'm
Uh-huh.
actually kind of thinking it's super cool.
Mhm.
Arpan, you ready?
We just got it.
Okay, I gotta say something quick before we talk about pizza. Okay, this is what I just thought, and I think I'm right.
Mhm.
There's nothing anymore that we can invest in that has value. Okay, we can't carry gold. You know, who knows what's going to happen with the crypto? So it's not where you placed your money.
Mhm.
I'm talking maybe in the future as close as 100 years, maybe even less. It's who has access to the law being that thing that protects you and allows you, those two functions. That's what's going to be valuable. And then that means, because, the only thing that has value is food. If you move away from the equator, you're, again, the strong guy, the manner, growing the crops, doing the pigs and the cattle and all that stuff. And that's the person that kind of is the law, the feeder, the guy in the top of that little food chain. And knowing him is going to be what your value is as a human. That's what protects you and puts food on your table.
Well, like that's been like the rule forever. Like if you can like get a connection to like the big boss in charge, you're set. Like that's like all like nepotism truly is. Like somebody up top. Okay, you're set. You're good. You got the job. You don't got to go through the application process. Like, and like that. You're right. That is like intrinsic value, but
Like, what would you do if you had a lot of gold? You'd build a fort around it. You got to feed the people building the fort. but there's no value in it.
Yeah.
I just don't think that it'll go a second time.
Mhm.
It's shiny.
So true that food is like people will always need to eat. That'll be the one.
One
know,
control.
That'll be the safest
Food and
investment,
water.
Mhm.
Electricity,
Like-
power.
Mhm.
GMO.
some form or another. People gotta eat. Everyone's gotta eat.
But I think it's just like it's so fucked for like the common guy, like the common individual, to just like try and like get a step ahead, because all the money is at the top. All like the 1% is like in control of,
Consolidation.
exactly. They have everything. Like literally, the last like time we saw the average Joe like get their ones in was during like the GameStop short. When like all those like Redditors
And then
like
they
started like
shut down trading
Yeah,
on
and they
that.
did.
They put a stop to
Mhm.
that.
Literally just
Fast.
shut that shit
Dude, that's
down.
actually so crazy how all that went down.
Mhm.
Like they're just like, oh no.
But yeah, that
you
was
guys
too
beat
much
us,
money.
So,
that was the
rage
one
quit.
time
That's like
though,
the
like,
casino shutting down.
mhm.
But has there ever been sweeter revenge?
No,
$1 billion,
no, like
Banks
there's been nothing
shorted it.
ever like that, has there?
But they shorted that shit and they
Mhm.
went out of business. I mean,
Yeah.
they just ended the funds
Yeah.
because they couldn't pay the short.
Yeah.
It's not going down.
Mhm. Well, no, it's just like that was the last time we saw the average Joe get a little something in.
That was huge. Dude, I know somebody who made like $50,000.
I know a bunch of people who made $50,000.
People like, and probably some people much
Like,
more than that.
Dude, like I kick myself all the time because I was like I knew about it beforehand, but I was like, there's just like a little
is a meme.
something. Yeah, this is just a meme. It's not like anything serious. And then I saw like it go up, and I was like, oh wow, shoot, I wish I got in earlier. And I thought that was like it. It wasn't gonna go any higher. And then it goes higher. I'm like, fuck. I really should have put money in.
Yep. That's the game.
I had
Now.
2 chances.
2020,
But there's a whole group. You can join it, the Gorillas, and they all share information on
Mhm.
Twitter and Facebook,
Mhm.
and they're just encouraging people to find a stock that they can invest in.
Yeah.
And semi-promise to hold it,
hmm
and then see what happens, heaven or hell. And that's democracy.
Mhm.
That's shocking the system. And
Yeah.
that's kind of cool and fun.
Yeah, I agree. No, man. I mean, if that period of time showed us anything,
That's like-
given
that's-
enough people together, like you can really do something.
That's like going in the history books, you know.
No, that will definitely go.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
GameStop too. Like it's just so funny. Like that it's GameStop. of all
The fact that
companies.
memes
And
just
then
become
AMC.
like
Well, no,
Yeah,
like the
it's-
reason why like they chose GameStop was because like GameStop is like this nostalgic like place.
yeah.
You used to be like 13, 15.
way overpriced
go in.
games.
Mm. But it was the spot though. You would go in there like
Stand
on a
in line.
weekend.
They had
You would
they
get
had
the new
everything,
game
though.
release, like hit the corner with your friends
Yeah,
or
the
like
demo
dad or
areas,
whatever.
Ooh, the demo
Mhm.
areas. Are-
Exactly. No, it's GameStop is a nostalgic place, man, and like people like push behind it.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is that video game that everyone plays? It's not completely associated. What is it? Game of Thrones.
Call of
Like
Duty. Oh, Call of Duty.
no, the fantasy one.
The new
Oh,
one?
Elden
what,
Ring.
no. What's
the
it called?
biggest.
It's the one everyone plays.
Elden Ring.
No, the other one, the other one.
Trolls and
No, like
Skyrim?
Warcraft.
Skyrim, yeah,
World of
Skyrim.
Oh,
World of War. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what you were talking
World of
about.
Warcraft.
Uh-huh.
When they came out with the going back to the original version but upgraded to modern computer standards, it was just a couple years ago. Did you guys watch that?
Mm.
And I don't give a rat's ass, but my son is so into it. He would send me these long videos of him
Hey Nathan, throw
in
me a
his
slice.
avatar, his character,
Yeah.
standing in line to do the first thing you have to do to move through this.
Standing in a virtual line.
No, yeah, with other people in their avatars, and you would talk to these people, and they would say like dance, and they would do their little
Oh yeah, their little emote.
yeah, but they were actually in line.
In a
Bill,
virtual line.
Bill, you would love you remember my cowboy game, right?
Mhm.
You would love this other game that I play. Sea of Thieves, you're a pirate. And literally it is the best. You are a literal pirate and there's other people around the world playing this game, sailing the ships, and you can go up, destroy them, sink them, steal all their treasure, and it is just
It's a good time.
Wow.
it really tests my morality.
Whoa.
Because you're like, you can just trick people so hard. And
Well, that's
They're
what
all-
pirates do.
they're always so gullible, too, you know? You make an alliance with someone, tell them you'll help them out, and then
Then
next
you
thing you know, you're
double-cross 'em.
slitting their throats, stealing all their treasure.
It's
Yeah.
a life lesson in there.
The life lesson is don't trust everyone that you meet.
Don't stand in virtual lines too long. This is what's funny. Sometimes their computer would crash, or they have to restart, or they lost the internet. They have to go to the back. Unbelievably, just harsh. It's like only like 7 million people can play it, and there's like 50 million waiting in line. It'll take hours to get in.
It's like they would have anticipated and like had bigger servers for the game, or did
No,
was
they
it
just
just-
completely underestimated.
But no, like stuff like this happens all the time. Whenever there's like a big release,
yeah.
like on average, like the game is like it can handle, like the servers can handle it.
Is that
Well,
like
Mhm.
intentional scarcity though? It's like how they only
No,
like
just
a new
like not expected.
okay.
I see what you're saying, Well, they can up the bandwidth.
It's
later,
also
but
the
just
fact
straight
that,
up
like, you know,
exclusive.
if you're having a really big event, at like, you know, you own a carnival, right?
Yeah.
But every year you have this massive event. Like, there's just gonna be influx on that day.
Mhm.
You still need to, like, you can't just go gung ho and invest everything to just satisfy those customers because
Mhm.
they will be gone
Oh.
in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
If
So, like,
anything, like the scarcity is better for like the owning party, anyways.
Yeah. It's like when they do a new console release,
Mm-hmm.
they're only gonna release so many to up the price, to keep the price where it is longer.
Yeah, dude, people were like reselling PlayStation 5s for like how much? Like $3,000?
$3,000.
A lot.
I feel
You
like
just
people
have-
are literally still reselling them. I feel like it's still hard to get a PS5.
yeah,
Still
chip
got
shortage,
shortage.
baby.
Yeah, there is a microchip shortage too. That's true.
Massive. I have some crypto, and I would say
What are you invested in?
all the thing. One thing. Well, actually, that's not true. With one son, I have amounts is so irrelevant. Yeah, a couple thousand.
No, just like what are
Same
you
thing with
invested
the-
in?
Bitcoin one, and my other son, he's borderline day trading sometimes.
Yeah.
Just hopelessly interested.
Yeah.
But they're both doing equally well, which is
Mhm.
I think super interesting.
Even with like the drop.
Yeah, I mean, that's about.
Did
the
they get
same.
out early?
Oh no, they still haven't. But it hasn't dropped that much. Say it's
Overall,
dropped
yeah.
to half from its glories last fall.
It's a pretty thick.
But
That's
yeah,
a big drop.
But we're talking about it's so volatile, right? And so
Yeah.
who knows? It's gonna fly back up.
I mean, I like look that's the hope, and like I feel like we get into like this discussion a lot as far as like crypto, Bitcoin specifically. The major like purpose of it is it's supposed to be like this like decentralized form of payment. It's not associated with any one specific organization. Like there's like the myth of like it not being trackable, but it's like very trackable.
Yeah.
Like you can see where like money is going.
transactions.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
see all these transactions. They're available on the blockchain. You can look at it, which is great. I really like that feature because like when you ask the
Accountability.
question, accountability. When you ask the question, like let's say like this like charity organization, where the fuck is your money going?
Oh.
Oh, it's going here. Okay, we see you're doing that. Stop.
Tisk, tisk,
All that's like really great about it, but is that enough to make a Bitcoin more than a fiat currency?
I don't know, man. The dog is out of the house. on
Whatever
this one.
buys you food has value. That just comes down to the same thing.
Mhm.
So can you pay in crypto?
But I want more than food.
Yeah, but just
I want
say-
luxury.
Say there's scarcity. Okay,
Mhm.
so you have to buy. No
Yeah.
matter what, you got to buy food.
Here, hold it up,
So whatever.
and I'm gonna like tighten it. Yep.
Doesn't
that-
what
Oh,
form of
other way?
transaction?
Now they're losing, right?
It's
Yeah,
one of
you're
those
listening,
moments,
like,
Bill.
yep,
Just
yep.
hold that mic a little bit closer.
Just
There you go.
please hold the mic a little closer to your mouth. No, just like this. Talk
Yep.
right into it, so
Like
you get that
that.
low voice. If you have to eat, you'll pay anything. And so, what keeps its value more? Gold that's hard to carry, or crypto that's hard to prove? I guess.
Mhm.
I think it's really fascinating, that battle. I don't know who's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be the American dollar.
Mhm.
I bet you within the near future they're going to introduce something other than the American dollar.
They did. They already have. There's
The
like
crypto
a
dollar.
US like Bitcoin. Well, not a Bitcoin. A US crypto. Like
Crypto
a US
dollars,
crypto
yes.
already exists. Like no one's gonna fucking use it because it's a US crypto.
I just don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like it's so uncertain, and I don't know. There's so many there's so much smoke and mirrors in this, and it's like it's so exhausting to try to understand and know where you want to like put your money to just like have a better outlook for yourself. Because at the end of the day, none of this is really made for us. It's made for people who already have money to make more money.
Oh yeah. Invest in the foods, man, in the healthy foods.
Mhm.
People got to eat. People want to get healthy.
True.
When was the last time any of you went to? Are you gonna ask me to sit closer?
No shit. It's
It's like you're down the tunnel.
He was like this small child saying, "I have to go to the bathroom." Nobody's hearing me.
No, but like, when was the last? Let's go in a circle, right?
Mhm.
Say your name, introduce yourself,
Dear
and
God.
tell me when was the last time that you went into a mirror maze?
Oh fuck! I can start.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Bill Dorsey. I'm from Sweden. I was just in the mirror maze towards last fall.
Oh.
Yeah, with 2 kids.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, it was really hot.
Mhm.
And it was really stuffy.
Mhm.
And you get to the mirror maze really fast because you look at the floor. You can see.
Yep.
I cheated.
Mm.
But then you're going up in these weird walking things and kind of falling down, and you're getting a little bit sweaty. It's hot. It's humid.
Yeah.
And then you hit that line,
Mm.
waiting for it to sit on the burlap sack and just
Yeah.
go down a little slide into the dark. I was just there, just sweating. Just hating those mirrors.
Did it bring back your childlike wonder?
I was
Did you find
angry.
beauty in the moment?
No, I was actually looking at how they structured the lines, the amount of time it took for the people to get on this wooden slide and sit on a piece of burlap and fly down the little hole. And it was so many things I could improve. And I had no one to tell. Do you understand why I'm going crazy? That was less than
So
a year ago.
The last time I was in a mirror maze was probably when I was like fucking like 13 or something. It was in Wisconsin Dells because they have like a whole like amusement park there, and it was like like the fucking like spinning one where like they make you like cross a bridge, but like there's like a mirror like tunnel thingy, so you're just like disorientated. Yeah.
Damn. I cannot remember.
What is the relevance of this?
Yeah.
You just brought this up again, and you just tell
No,
us
'cause you
which
said-
religion you belong to and how you got into it.
Yep, he's
No,
reading our
it's
souls through a
'cause
story.
You said there's so much smoke and mirrors, and I was thinking, and I was like, wow, mirror mazes. I haven't been.
No, but I want to hear the
very long
answers
time.
here. Where are you now?
Yeah.
I don't recall ever being in a mirror maze. I don't think I've ever entered one.
At the state fair?
Not to my recollection.
So now, would you say you relate to the phrase "smoke and mirrors" as much as a person who has actually been in a mirror maze?
Smoke and mirrors?
Yeah. That is in reference.
Those are the two
reference
things that
to
can hide the
mirror
magical illusion. So
Well, no, it's like it's also just like in reference to like magic and sleight of hand. A lot of like sleight of hand is like done with like mirrors to trick your eyes.
No, but like the accessible form that we have, because now we don't have magicians just roaming around killing birds and shit.
I mean, like, sure, like Vegas magician TV shows have like fallen out. They're not popular anymore.
Yeah,
You're
that's what I'm
correct.
saying. The popular form is still a mirror maze.
I mean, I guess.
Where else do you use illusions like fucking using a mirror?
magician
and smoke?
show.
Just wait. Who was the guy who made a 747 disappear? What was that guy's name?
No,
On
it
TV.
wasn't. It wasn't a 747.
Yes, he made a 7. He went to the
What
end.
was this?
This guy was.
Oh, I thought you were
huge.
talking about the fucker. who
No,
ate
not
the plane.
really. I don't. And they didn't really disappear. That's my whole point.
Okay,
It was.
okay.
But here's the funny thing. It was on TV, so TV's fake. Just to start out with,
Yeah.
and you know that he's going to do something fake. So it was like a half-hour special, and you just sat there and you watched.
Just some
And then-
special effects.
On TV, he does something to the effect of "ta-da."
Wasn't was it like David Angel or something?
Ta-da.
Bigger. This Copperfield.
Oh, David Copperfield. That was close.
Um,
That is hilarious. Now that I think more into it, that is stupid.
these,
How hilarious it is.
these people weren't even high. I mean, they were just actually watching TV for entertainment.
But no. Like that's I
Well,
think
was
that
this
is
like
like legitimately entertaining
1955?
because like
No.
if you don't know
Late
anything about like
1990s.
sleight of hand or how these like tricks work, like you're like legitimately mystified. Like how did this like normal man make this ginormous object disappear? I think that is legitimately like wild. Like because like motherfuckers immediately, I feel like if you're a spiritual person, you'll be like witchcraft.
Damn. What
This
would
man
they
is a
think
witch.
If they watched a TikTok jump cut transition, huh?
It's so weird that you
Candy.
say that because I have this 12-year-old that just, he's just Mr. YouTube, TikTok, all that shit, and he sends me videos.
He sends you TikToks.
Yeah, the short ones.
Cringe.
It could be like 5 seconds to maybe 20, but they are so sick, so incredibly twisted. And they're beyond violent. It's like violence.
Yo, what is
as
this kid
art.
sending you?
He loves it. It's TikTok stuff. It's quick. You get
Uh-huh.
It's
they
a
like
void.
the jump scare. They like the,
Look, man, it's crack cocaine,
Hmm.
heroin.
That's how my son describes it. He felt like he got addicted, and it's really funny. Like every couple of years, you just can't get a hold of him, and you hear in the grapevine that he's sold his phone. He's not watching TV, listening to the internet, or anything.
Okay,
And
I
then
feel
he
like
says-
it's like even worse. Like do a full like 180 like that, because like now you like join a commune
Yeah.
and like you're part of this like cult and like you're like praying to your
Searching
like
for acceptance.
Eastern
Wanna do a
God.
And then you're
dopamine
bound
cleanse.
to relapse.
Mhm.
Can I just say that last piece on that box?
Yeah.
I felt emotionally attached to it. to this point. Just wait. I didn't realize that you took that last piece. And I was sitting here and I did this and I saw that grease spot. And I felt like
Did your
I
stomach
missed,
drop?
No, I missed that piece of pizza like a friend. It was like he died and I wasn't even there.
Oh
He just
my
took
God.
him.
Arpan. It's not that funny.
The last slice.
Arpan, you're not even gonna share, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways,
Put
I
the
think
pizza on the table and was like, "There you go."
Dad eats first, kids.
all right. I think that's a great spot to end us for the night.
Oh,
We got through the money moves. this
Yes, we
time.
did.
wait,
Uh huh.
we gotta say
What did you want a
something.
conclusion?
Yeah, you gotta have something to invest in, and the world isn't going to end tomorrow. So people who are just trying to grab as much food as you could,
Uh-huh.
good luck paying for it because eventually we're all going to starve on this planet because nothing's growing. We use too many chemicals, and we can't even get the oil we need to drive the tractors, much less make the fertilizer.
Mhm.
So listen to you people that's not going to happen tomorrow. So don't worry about gold or Bitcoin.
Mhm.
But what do you want to invest in? What do I recommend people to do today? I mean, do you buy a house, knowing that?
Houses are great investments, but they're just like almost impossible to buy now.
Like, because the corporations are buying it because stock sucks, bonds suck. There's
Right.
nothing
It's
to
like,
have
what is a
money in.
person who's trying to invest now? What do they even put their money in? Like,
It's literally
market's crashing, crypto's crashing, housing market impossible. Like, what
buying
do we
houses
invest in?
because people
Yeah.
have to live.
No, because literally,
Yep.
my
We have to
goal for
live
the
in that.
longest time was to like have my first investment property by like 30. And I think I can still do it, but like every year I'm always like, damn, can I do it?
The hill's looking a bit higher. and
Yeah,
as you go
yeah,
forward,
literally.
it's a false peak, and
Mhm.
then it's.
Well, you can't predict the future.
I can't.
And
I
there's
mean,
so many people who have written books about how brilliantly they invested in whatever, and
mhm.
now they're just super successful. But it's just as well that they could have not read that book or
Mhm.
whatever. And
Mhm.
I think it's just a game, and they're making it really clear that they don't even care if we know that we're losing. That's how much money they're just taking away from your
It's the
baby's
casino,
mouth.
man.
Money.
It's just the casino.
Yeah, the stock market is a big game of poker. If you think about it.
You're playing
The
against the
public's
house.
trust
So-
in a company, versus what they
What-
can
what-
actually do.
What do we
Are they
recommend
bluffing?
people buy tomorrow? If you have to pick something, that's how we got to end this, because otherwise we're being economically
Okay.
lazy.
That's true.
Okay, so then what I would say is invest in what you use daily.
Yes.
Invest in the things that get you through the day. Because if you use it throughout the day, it's likely other people use it throughout the day. Invest in your favorite places, like whether it be like the grocery store that you like go to, whether it be like your favorite like brand of shoes, anything. Like if you enjoy it personally, invest in it.
No, I thought you were gonna go a completely different route. No, I do not agree with you.
Then what are you talking
that
about?
was
then?
that was the gospel of the oracle from Nebraska. I mean, that is the man who owns Coca-Cola and Dairy Queen, and now he's of course selling Warren Buffett.
Oh,
That's what he says. Invest in
Oh.
what makes sense right close to you.
Mhm.
He's investing. He's telling people, it's better to own a farm than Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Because-
Warren Buffett hates Bitcoin.
Oh yeah,
He hates Bitcoin. No, he's
Charlie too. They just go
Yeah.
on hate talks, just always going back to the farm. Well, a farm
Yeah.
is something that it gives maybe not profit, but food and
Yeah, why do you disagree with that sentiment so much?
because I don't think you should invest in like. Well, yes, invest in.
You are Baron Harkonnen, man. Just eating the spice.
spice.
Spice must flow.
Yeah, but Warren Buffett argument.
It's so
was
weird that you
bullshit.
pronounce it like that.
Yeah,
Is that how
Nathan?
you pronounce his
No,
name?
Nathan, continue.
Oh, Warren Buffett argues, Bitcoin doesn't produce anything. It doesn't give anyone a roof over the head. It doesn't feed anyone. It's not like food or real estate. Like it's an intangible,
Do you pronounce
Well,
it
imaginary
there?
thing
Yeah.
we give value to. So
Mhm.
eventually, it will,
Exactly.
Eventually,
Is that
he'll
how
take
it's
territory
supposed
to
to
nothing.
And that's
That's
like the
how it's
discussion
supposed
like
to be.
is Bitcoin just a fiat currency because
I've
it's not
tried it.
worth anything until you turn it into real money.
Yeah.
Right.
read it in German
know?
and English and
Yeah.
Swedish. And
Is like the utility like beneficial enough for it to
Harkonnen
be
is like
worth
the averaging
something?
out of that.
Yeah.
But I think it's the two O's, Harkonnen.
I thought it was.
You guys?
My
That's
recommendation.
how they say it in the movies. And I
Hey, can you guys like shut up?
We're talking about
Yeah.
nomenclature and pronunciation of Dune.
I'm giving
characters.
my economic recommendation here, and I am somewhat on the level of Warren Buffett. I think you need to invest in something stable, something that's going to return consistent profit in the long term, something like Costco, Walmart, J&J, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, things like that, where it's just, it's going to keep growing. But I think you should also be willing to take risks if you're going to try and go for shorter term profits.
Well, let me darken your future.
Yes.
Little lamentation on the myth of ever rising stocks, and we can just buy the the index. That's been the case, for a long time, like since World War II. I honestly feel like we're losing the possibility of doing that, and that only the super successful people are going to have any money because it'll just be worth so much less over time.
Yeah.
And so my recommendation.
We will have inflation just because people are not spending
Yeah.
it.
It's fucking,
That is
it makes no
hilarious.
sense. Yeah. Listen, I think there is only one thing to do. And again, it comes to food. I think people should invest in fertilizer companies because the price has like just gone so high. And if we don't have fertilizers in the world, billions of people are going to die. And we have a massive shortage. So it sounds very
The
selfish.
shortage
but-
is because the one place that gave us fertilizers is currently, committing a war.
Well, yeah, and in cahoots with China.
Yeah.
China they're just a major exporter of fertilizer. And together with Russia, man, they can make a lot of people hurt. What are you? You would get 1/4 of the yield we currently get with fertilizers. If you just average it out over all the crops. That means we're growing
75% less.
Yes.
My God.
Yeah. Fertilizers changed the world in the 60s because we went to using oil-based fertilizers. You just need the phosphorus, and you need the there's 3. We went to petrochemicals, and that was limitless. You just pumped out more. If you're using cow manure and composting it and then taking it out in the spring, you have a natural limit. But oil, we just kept pumping out. So, man.
But then how do you invest if it's a natural limit? There can only be so much.
I mean, you just keep fertilizing the soils, and
guess,
there's nothing
yeah.
left. I mean, you have to then use more and more fertilizer. Now they're talking about hydroponics, being potentially successful because then you can just purify exactly the whole process. But I think fertilizers are going to be really important, and the companies that are guaranteed by every government to, increase and prosper.
Yeah, it's the base at every
So
farm level.
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Hear you. Nathan, what's yours?
Yeah, my take is, kind of similar. I think, personally, food, specifically healthy organic stuff, especially, as we're transitioning coming out of global pandemic, everyone's like trying to be a little bit healthier, to some degree. So I feel like, betting on foods is always safe, but especially, healthier, more organic, there's a lot more attention on, being sustainable and,
Healthy,
green,
non-GMO.
that does seem to be a
say
rising trend.
invest.
And also, by investing in those things, I think, it's just my philosophy. I think it will make the world better and healthier and cleaner.
Mhm.
A lot more focus.
Yeah, it's
Resources go
it's
into that.
It's the belief, dude.
Wait a minute. Let's see that. I know that's not what I was saying. I'm saying survival, and I have a lot of contrarian views, but like, if you look at like these ice cores and stuff that go back a couple thousand years, we're in a carbon deficit time right now. We need to have more carbon, and that means just bring on the cars. Just figure out a way to clean out the emissions or something. But we need that carbon, and I don't trust wind and waves and solar panels maybe, but there's a couple megapacks that Tesla has built that produce a gigawatt is it, or terawatt? I'm not sure, but it's big.
I mean, there's a lot of promises, but we haven't seen it to fruition yet.
I just, man, we have to have a lot of people to have this economy we have, and there's fewer. I think the Earth is just going to go through a population collapse.
No, I like that's like a. We really don't have time, but that's a really great thing that you brought up. We're running into a very, very, very big problem, which is population collapse. All across a lot of these major countries, U.S., Japan, UK.
USA it's gonna squeak by, but it's alone. It's like New Zealand, America, France is supposed to do okay. Sweden will struggle a little bit, but they'll do okay. But England, Germany, Canada, they're going to implode. They're going to just stop existing as economic, stop having their economic importance. They won't have kids. I didn't know this. I've been listening to these what is his name? David.
Attenborough.
No. Everyone should listen to at least one of his. Peter Zion. Everyone should listen
What's
to.
it a David?
Well, Zion is such a Jewish name, and he's not Jewish. It's really funny. But so I think of him. I didn't want to say it out loud. I'm thinking of Jews. Zion is his name.
Okay, all right.
It's just that was
So,
what was in my head. So that's why I paused before I said his name.
I really wish we had more time to discuss this because that is like truly a great topic and like there's like so much to be said there. But we do have to end this. Thank you for showing up as per usual. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you, our guests for today. Arpan, get help. Get help.
Trying to offer me the food I didn't want to eat.
Anyways,
I do want to eat it. But
goodbye.
It's so good.
Have a wonderful day.
This has been the Live and Learn podcast.
The Live and Learn podcast.
This is my last until later this summer.
Yep.
Oh, you're coming back?
Yeah, come back on the 23rd of July.
I mean, are you even gonna be here?
I will not be here, but
Okay. Bye.